is as we are working through, you can imagine if we were actually creating this report section for these administrative assistants, we may have a number of reports that they would need to know how to run. The nice thing about having this kind of documentation is that when somebody new comes on board or if someone's filling in for someone else, it's all right here in how to do it. So we might have quite a few of these, and I'm just going to go ahead and add a couple. And we may have different sections. So let's say in this case, we're going to run these reports for the CEO. So I'm going to drag this untitled page up. I'm just holding down my mouse button to drag that up. I'm going to click on that page now. At this point, it's untitled. But let's say this is called CEO Reports. And these are the different reports that I'm going to be, or the administrative assistants are going to be running for the CEO on a regular basis. This employee productivity report is going to be one of those. So I want it to show up under and stay with CEO reports. So what I'm going to do is create that, make it a sub-page. So again, right-clicking here, and then come down, and I'm going to click Make Sub-Page. So now this way, I can see very quickly when I click on the reports, and if I added additional sub-pages down through, I can see all the reports that pertain to the CEO. And you also might see over on the right-hand side, there's a little arrow there, and that will collapse that. So you can imagine if I had a list of maybe 20 different things, that it might get a little bit overwhelming here on the side. So I can certainly collapse that. You can kind of tell that there are pages underneath it, and then when I need to, I can expand that. So really nice kind of organization there. Makes it a little bit easier to read and see what's going on once you get a lot of stuff in there. All right, so you saw how we could move pages pretty easy. You just take it, drag it where you want it to be. We also can move sections. So, and that's as easy as just taking a hold of the section and dragging where you want it to go. Now on my screen, it's a little bit dark and kind of hard to see, but there is an arrow that shows up in between those tags that shows you where it's going to land. So I'm just going to go ahead and let go of that. So now I've moved my meeting minutes up. So pretty easy to do. So it makes it nice because you can very easily reorganize it. You can also copy pages and move them to other locations. So again, easy to keep it organized. As things grow, you might need to reorganize a little bit. So you can certainly move. You can copy a page. You would just click on it. It's going to ask you where you want to put it, and then you would select the appropriate location. Same thing with the sections. You can right-click on a section and you can move it. I could move it into another section. Perhaps, you know, there might be one out here if I move outside of my administrative assistants. There might be one out here that I want to move into admin. Perhaps it got in the wrong place, or we decided now they're going to take on this role. I can take that and I can move it or merge it into another section. So pretty nice that you can kind of go around and do all of those different navigations and just reorganizations. So one of the other things that I have found that's really helpful for me is being able to use templates. And I'm just going to start on, click on a new tab or a new page here, so we can kind of see what those templates look like. If you go up to the Insert menu, over on the right-hand side, you'll see Page Templates, and it's going to show me some that I've used recently, but I can also select Page Templates, and that's going to bring up a whole list for me. Now, there are lots of templates in here to choose from, so let's just click on a business one, and let's say we're just going to use a simple meeting notes. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and I can see that it throws in the template. So I have an agenda. This is where I can keep all that, the attendees that I have, and action items that come out of that. I can go through and create this meeting, change the title, And the nice thing is that once this is all filled out and completed, it's very easy to send an update to everyone. If they don't have access to this OneNote notebook, I can go, not to File, but to Home, and I can actually email this page out. So it's great because it makes it very easy to take care of all those things right away. So again, if there's action items for different people, you could use those separate tags to tag who it is that's going to be taking care of those. If I had quite a few things, I could actually come in and insert a table and organize them in that way. Another idea too is that you can share these workbooks or these notebooks on the network. So if you have a network where people are accessing shares that are out there on a server, you can create one for a department or for the company as a whole, put it out there and share it. The thing that's nice about that is that people can come in and they can update their section of it as needed, and it will also show their initials on the side, so you will be able to see it. It'll be really evident. I don't have one in here right now, but once you test that out, you'll see that it will actually put a little line and you'll see the person's initials, so you'll know who made those changes. So kind of going back to the templates, there are quite a few different ones in here that you can use. You can also create your own. So if you start with a blank page in here, when you save that page, you can save it as a template. And down on the bottom, you can actually, so you see create new template there, but you can set a default template for this section. So if this was always going to be meeting notes, let's move over to staff notes, actually, the staff meeting. If I was always going to have the same template for my staff meetings, I could actually come in here and tell it to use a specific template for that. So I could say, hey, let's just use to be a project list, or you can see there's lots of them in there. Maybe I want it to be college ruled or simple meeting notes. So whatever it is that I want this default to be, I can create that there. And then when I create a new page, each time it's going to put that template in there. So it's just another way to really save time. And I actually do use this a lot with meetings that we have. Another thing that you can do with your meetings is you can actually pull information in from Outlook. So if you also use Outlook, you can come up to meeting details, and it actually looks at your Outlook calendar and sees what meetings that you have and gives you a selection. So let's say I wanted to put in some notes about today's webinar from 12 to 1. I can click that, and it's actually going to put in what the subject is, what the location is, all of that information, and now I can go ahead and take my notes from here. So let me put that on a blank page because it might be a little bit clearer. So again, I'm going to click on it, take a look at today's meetings, and I'm going to choose this one because it's just a little bit different. So notice that it automatically put in what the subject of my meeting was, when it is, who is a participant for that meeting, and now I can go ahead and begin my notes from here. So really nice to be able to do that. If I also had that person's phone number, etc., it would also put that in there as well. Now I can also create action plans on this for after the call. Perhaps I need to follow up with someone or something like that. I can go ahead and put those in, and I can also flag them with different tags. So very nice to be able to do that. Now what goes along with that is Outlook tasks. So really nice feature that it has. Say there are some things that I do need to follow up with on this. Say I need to contact Mary about the order. So here, this is something that it's a to-do item for me, but I want it to show up in my Outlook tasks. I can come into Outlook tasks up here, And I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to say, when do I need to have it done by? Today, tomorrow, this week? So I'm going to choose tomorrow. So now it's going to put that little flag in there for me. The really cool thing about this is that this